Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking the Kyrie Irving vaccination drama. Today, folks, I'm going to try to do some more NBA topics these days, but I'm still pro Spurs, obviously. But we got to throw in some NBA topics these days. Too much to talk about, right? So going by the title of the video, is Kyrie wrong for the current situation? Yes and no. But before I jump too deep into that part, I kind of just want to talk about Kyrie and how I feel about him. I always thought this guy was weird, man, if I'm being honest. There's no hard feelings against him. With him with the sage and, you know, burning the sage at games and saying the earth is flat and all that stuff like that. Like, he's cool, but he's still kind of crazy, man. He's like Doc Brown off of Back to the Future.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
You know what I mean? Like, people you would hang out with, but in the back of your mind, you're like, man, they're crazy. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about like old girl off the Avengers.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
You will.
I'm talking Will Smith, I Am Legend type crazy.
What the hell are you? No!
Man, y'all get what I'm trying to say, man. He's just kind of weird. He's just kind of weird, man. But despite his weirdness, he is right about this vaccine. If he doesn't want to get it, he shouldn't be forced to get it. You get what I'm saying? This is, you know, this is a free country. Do as you will. But the NBA isn't wrong either, because this is a private company with private policies, with, you know, different rules, different regulations. Just like freedom of speech is something that's, you know, promoted in this country, but you can still lose your job if you say the wrong thing at the wrong time. It's really no different than that. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Okay, before I get too deep in this video, I do want to say I'm not trying to make this a political statement or a political video. I don't even want to talk politics on this channel, to be honest with you, because I don't want to have to drop kick somebody in the comments. To be honest with you, that's the real reason why I don't talk about it. But this situation does have political undertones, but I want to just stick to basic opinions on this one. And the whole Kyrie Irving situation is awkward for him, I'm sure, but he has to see it from the point of view of the NBA. They're in the business of being around people, being around fans, being around doctors, being around staff, being around coaches, being around other players. The Kyrie Irving's teammates are literally walking $1 million investments. Let me say that again. Kyrie Irving's teammates, pretty much everybody on the team, even the last man on the bench, are literally $1 million investments. You get what I'm saying? Think about that. They're investing millions of dollars in these players being able to play basketball, to entertain, to make money. Okay? Anything that may prohibit this person's health or this person's capability of fulfilling the contract is a risk. You get what I'm saying? And all the vaccine is a way to cut down on the risk. It's not going to completely eliminate the risk, but it's going to cut down the risk. Statistics show that, you know, most of the people unfortunately being struck down by this virus are unvaccinated. Now, you can believe that or not believe that. Again, I ain't trying to make it political, right? But remember now, we're in the NBA, a league ruled and governed by doctors in every corner of every team. They prescribe medication, they prescribe treatment, they prescribe surgeries. Most of the doctors, I'm willing to bet, most of the doctors in the NBA are pro-vaccinations. You get what I'm saying? So when you think about it that way, $1 million investments, billion-dollar investments once you add up everybody together. Kyrie has to understand that. It's not about, being political. It's not about taking away his freedom. It's not about bullying him. It's just about trying to keep the people around him healthy. Now, do they give a dang about the people truly? Heck no. I'm not going to be naive enough to say that. But if you look at it like it is, $1 million investments walking around talking, they're trying to protect their investment. You see what I'm saying? And as a private company, they should be able to do that. You get what I'm saying? Because more so than maybe in the average job, the NBA is a hella privilege. I think Kyrie gets paid $400,000 a game. You see what I'm saying? There are people lining up to take his spot as we speak. You better believe it. So Kyrie has to take these things in account. So that's why I think he's somewhat wrong about this situation. And I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're thinking. What if he has legitimate concerns about this vaccine? He's human. He should be able to have legitimate concerns. And that's absolutely true. But the one thing I would say to Kyrie Irving if I knew him, and I'm thinking like, okay, you've had several surgeries over your career. Can't remember and recall the exact surgeries he had, but I want to say it was a wrist injury he had a surgery on, and it was definitely a couple knee injuries he had that he had surgery on. So let me get this straight. The same doctors you allowed to cut you open, the same doctors you allowed to repair your $1 million knees, your livelihood, your love for basketball, the same doctors you let put anesthesia in your system, put a tube down your throat, knock you out, and cut you open, those same doctors that you have trusted many times to do these delicate procedures on your body, which is your livelihood, those same doctors are telling you, hey, the vax is safe. Hey, take the vax. It's best for the team. It's best for the league. It's best for you. It's best for your family. All of a sudden, you just don't trust them? All of a sudden, they word don't mean anything? You get what I'm saying? You've been trusting these guys your whole career. You've been trusting them at Duke. You've been trusting them in Cleveland. You've been trusting them in Boston. You've been trusting them in Brooklyn. So why go through this now? Now, I understand it's not as easy as that. But at the same time, this is what people are thinking. It's not like you're a person that lives off the grid. It's not like you're a person who doesn't trust doctors at all. That's different. Your whole career, your whole livelihood, your whole life is about trusting trainers, trusting doctors, trusting medical professionals. So what is different now? What's so different now? And keep in mind, you got a group of teammates that have sacrificed a lot to try to win a championship, taking less money. Look at LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge has heart problems, and he's willing to go for it. You get what I'm saying? You can't take your window for championships for granted. You can't do that. Last year was an example of that. The Nets were almost guaranteed to win the championship, and injuries quickly snapped that away. You get what I'm saying? So I understand some things are bigger than basketball, but at the same time, I think you just have to look at it not from a political perspective, not from a getting bullied perspective, but just looking at it from a logical business perspective, and that will help you make a better choice. Oh, Dctree, you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking a bunch of malarkey. I can accept that. I definitely can accept that, because at the end of the day, this is my opinion. I'm not Kyrie. I haven't walked a day in his shoes, so I can't really tell him what to do. But I will say this: the NBA is not wrong. Kyrie technically is not wrong either. But if you want to continue to make $400,000 a game, continue to be privileged enough to play the game of basketball on the highest stage available, compete for a championship or whatnot, you may have just to make this sacrifice to keep your dream. Many of us have done a lot worse in real life. You get what I'm saying? You know, sacrifice something. You know, think about how many times on your job you were right and you pretend like you were wrong. Think about how many times you've been disrespected at your job and you bit your tongue, or you walked away, or you took a day off versus just quitting. You see what I'm saying? Sacrifices is something normal people make all the time. So he may just have to, you know, I hate to say it, suck it up and just go with it. But if he doesn't want to do that, then unfortunately it's time to retire. And he probably has enough money to do that as well. So he has a decision to make. So like the video says, is he wrong? Yes and no. You see what I'm saying? He has every right to live his life the way he wants on the flat earth. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. Live his life the way he wants to live it. Seriously. But, you know, I don't think this is a right or wrong situation. It's just a lot of gray. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Let me know how you feel about this situation. Again, I'm not trying to get in any political debates, so please don't start that foolishness in the comment section. We're just talking about business from a business perspective, okay? All right, guys, thanks for kicking it with me, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.